Today's video sponsor is Webull, a free online stock brokerage giving my audience 6 free stocks to sell for bike parts. All you gotta do is click the link in my description, deposit as little as 1 cent into your brokerage account, and they give you all that free money. Good luck.
So I've seen a lot of these top 5 easiest beginner BMX trick videos, and I've made some myself in the past. But one thing that all of these videos have in common is they all include the same tricks, aka the bunny hop, the foot jam, the 180, the 360, kind of the things that you automatically think of anyway. So hopefully what I plan to accomplish in today's video is thinking somewhat outside of the box and kind of giving you guys a new list of 5 beginner BMX tricks that I think that you guys should learn. I think they're fun. You can do them anywhere, street, park, vert, dirt, ramp. I don't know if that made any sense. But all of these tricks today are for beginners, and I just want to say that if you learn any of these tricks in 30 seconds, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, it doesn't matter as long as you're having fun. One thing I've learned in BMX throughout my career is that whenever I was trying to be the best, trying to be pro, sponsored, all that stuff, I had the least amount of fun on my bike than when I was just moving at my own pace, doing it for fun, and just for pure enjoyment of the sport. So keep that in mind. If you don't get any of these tricks in the first week, month, day, year, doesn't matter. Keep it going. Don't give up. Make sure you just have fun and get a good group of people around you that push you and motivate you in a positive way. And that's my bit of advice before we go into the video where I give you advice. Yep. Anyway, if you guys get any value out of today's video, make me a deal. Hit that like button and subscribe if you do. If you don't, that's totally cool. Let me know down below in the comments what beginner BMX tricks you recommend that everybody should learn. And also let me know down there if I should make a part 2 where I have intermediate BMX tricks. If I make that, I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the link in the description. So I don't know when I'm making that. I don't know when this is going up, but check the link in the description. If you can already do all of these tricks and they don't interest you, and maybe it's a little bit boring, then you can step it up to that video, intermediate BMX tricks that I think everybody should learn. And last off, this channel obviously doesn't make a whole lot of money off ads, so this pretty much we survive off of merch sales, so support from you guys. So I greatly appreciate it. If you like these glasses, if you like this Hawaiian shirt, if you like any of the hats, shirts, shorts I wear, make sure you hit the link in the description. Check out the store. That's how we are able to make these videos. Greatly appreciate it. And on to the top 5 easiest BMX tricks. First one is a nollie. Now this trick, if you can bunny hop, you can learn a nollie. Absolutely love it. You can do it onto things, off of things, and this is actually going to translate into different tricks here on the list later on. So with the nollie, it's kind of like a bunny hop where you're going to preload your jump, except you're going to shift your weight a little bit more forward over the bike, over the bars on the front wheel. So instead of shifting your weight back and pulling up where all of your weight and energy is focused on getting that back wheel off the ground, it's just going to be the opposite, right? Some people might be able to hop on their bike and just bust this one out, but in case you can't, you squat down, you put your weight more towards the front of the bike, and then it's kind of like a push-up or a bench press. You're gonna push down instead of pulling for a bunny hop, you're gonna lean forward and push down. So you're gonna kind of get that back wheel off the ground a little bit, then you're gonna bench press it off of the ground. Now, at first, they might kind of look flat or they're a little bit. This is a trick that is honestly kind of difficult, and if you're smaller, younger, you might have a little bit harder time to do this, but it's all about form realistically, but when you're first learning it, you do have to kind of muscle it up a little bit. Now, I can do pretty decent nollies on flat ground without using that much muscle just because I have the form down, but at first, I had to muscle them out, so it's gonna take a little while to build up the muscle, build up the form and technique, and really get them looking how you want, but it's a trick that anybody can start trying right now, and I highly recommend it because it is super fun. And not to mention, it leads us into the second trick on the list, which is a G-turn 180. Now, a lot of people I see get this confused with a G-turn. A lot of people think a G-turn 180 is a G-turn, but in fact, a G-turn is that full 360 motion because your front tire goes in the shape of a G. This is just whenever you pivot on your front tire and do a 180. So a G-turn 180 is number 2 on my list, and as soon as you get the nollie, you can do this one, and in fact, you might actually be able to do this even if you can't nollie all that well, because with a G-turn 180, you're not actually leaving the ground at any point. You're gonna have at least one tire on the ground the whole time. There are nollie 180s, that's harder, that's a different trick. That might even be more intermediate, but a G-turn 180 is super fun. Not only can you do it onto things, off of things, it leads into G-turn 360s. It's just a couple good tricks to get you kind of introduced to the front end of your bike. So later it can lead into hang 5, hang 10s, nose manuals, like I said, full G-turns. I highly recommend learning this trick. Anyway, so it's gonna be kind of similar. You're going to shift your weight forward, except this time you're going to carve. And whenever you go to lift up your back wheel, right before you do that bench press motion, you're never actually gonna do the push down bench press motion. You're gonna carve, lean forward, lift up that back wheel, and that carve is going to carry that back wheel. So you never actually have to leave the ground. You're gonna be pivoting on your front wheel, which is why it makes this trick actually a lot easier. So the G-turn 180 is a super fun trick. And in fact, even sometimes whenever I'm hop 180ing onto something really big and I'm afraid to kind of like clip my back wheel and fall over sideways, I'll hop up and I'll just get that front wheel on there and pivot over, and it ends up actually looking super cool. So you can implement this trick in very, very, very many situations. Number 3 on my list is honestly pretty self-explanatory, but it's another one of those good gateway tricks to get you introduced to bar spins and T-bogs and X-up one-handers and stuff like that. Well, kind of gave it away. An X-up. I think everybody should learn X-ups because you can do these, like I said, street, vert, park, dirt, everywhere. If you guys know Thug, he's on this channel all the time under the YouTube name Thug is Famous. He does X-up rides, he'll do fly-out X-ups, ramps, street, park, X-up grinds, everywhere you can do this trick, and it's pretty easy to explain. Not that it's gonna be easy for you to do the trick, but it's at least easy to explain. You basically twist around like that, but like I said, it's a great gateway drug. Whoa, that's a little bit harsh. Gateway trick into introducing you into more tricks to kind of get comfortable messing with the bars, and one day maybe it'll lead to a bar spin. If it does, check out my how to bar spin videos. I've got like 5. Basically, you're just gonna pinch your seat. So straighten your legs, pinch your seat best you can, and just twist those around. But the really only advice I have on that is treat it kind of like a bar spin. I'm sure you've watched some bar spin how-to, so treat it kind of like that, where you pinch the seat so that way you just get your knees out of the way and just spin it around. Highly recommend learning them fly out. Now the examples in today's videos are going to be hop, just because I'm in a parking lot and that's what I got. But I recommend learning them fly out. Next up is a crank flip. Now this is another one of those tricks that it might take you 30 seconds to learn, it might take you 3 months, but I highly recommend it because it's pretty fun. You can do them everywhere. You can do them in 180s, fakie hops, regular bunny hops, half cabs, full cabs, off of things, onto things, into grinds, in combination with other tricks people are doing. Like, I saw a guy do a hop 360 bar spin crank flip. Rewind that part. Hop 360 bar spin crank flip. You can do crank flips into manuals, into grinds, out of grinds, everywhere you want to go, into spins, into flips, everywhere. People are doing them in tail whips now. And it's actually not that hard to do, but it's a little bit complicated to explain. So I'm gonna go down to the view where you can see my feet right now. Basically, your front foot is going to do a scooping up motion and your back foot is going to do a flicking down motion. So that way they work simultaneously and they really get a good flip. I recommend loosening your chain at first. Right now my chain is a little bit loose for this video, but usually it's pretty tight because I do tail whips. But even when it's really tight, the more you do it, the more better you get at that flicking motion, and then you can get them around much easier with less effort. So once again, your front foot is gonna do that scooping up and your back foot's gonna do that flicking down, and you're gonna do that simultaneously, and then they're just gonna come around and you're gonna catch with your front foot. Hopefully, in theory, and you don't get a shinner, because I still do sometimes. So crank flip, you can do them everywhere, recommend it. And with all of these tricks on this list, what I like about them is they're very versatile. So it's not like, you go to the skate park and you learn a trick fly out. That's the only place you can do that trick. It's the only way you're gonna do that trick. These, you can take them anywhere. You can learn them out in the session with your homies or into the foam pit, whatever you want. Last trick on my list is gonna be a little bit biased to the cassette riders. Now, I grew up riding cassette, then I switched to free coaster for like 4 years, and now I'm back on cassette recently, and I love them both, but this one is specifically for cassette riders. You can do it on free coaster. It looks a little bit out of place. It's a little bit wonky, but it is a 5-tap, a 540 tap. Really like this trick, and I just think it looks cool. You can do them from bank to banks, into things, out of things. I love doing them into banks, like doing it to bank to bank or something like that, or even over a manual pad. And this is a trick that I started doing, and then I ended up just like kind of getting better at it. I think the last vlog I uploaded, I did a backwards manual to 5-cab out of that. The beauty of this trick is it just kind of leads into more and more spins all the time. That's why it's so fun. Anyway, but this trick looks honestly easier than it is. It's a little bit tricky to learn, so let me explain. So to do this trick, you're gonna do a super fast and low 180. So you're gonna carve, your tires are not gonna go off the ground that much. The height is not your friend. You wanna be low in a real quick circle. You're gonna wanna spin past 180 degrees. So you're gonna have to spin a little bit more past 180 degrees, because whenever you carve, you're gonna wanna land past 180 so that way it keeps your momentum going, so then that way you can get that final 180, and you'll see what I mean with these examples. But my advice to you is try to do more of a 270, pivot that last 90, then flick that last 180, A lot of people I see trying it, they don't quite do the full 180, and that's not great because then you're not gonna be able to carry that momentum around. Then you're just gonna kind of get locked in backwards, and then you're gonna fall over. Low and fast 180, carve it real quick, spin it as fast as you can, get just past that 180 mark, and then it's gonna swing you around, and then you'll finish out the 180. Anyway, that is my top 5 easiest beginner BMX tricks, updated, hopefully a little bit different than the other videos you saw. If you did enjoy, get some value out of this, hold up your end of the deal, hit that like and subscribe button, comment down below other tricks that you think people should learn, and also if I should make that intermediate video, because I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to, but we'll see what you guys think. And like I said, you can always click the link in the description to support the channel, so that way I can keep making more of these videos more frequently and make them better and spend more time doing it. So greatly appreciated. We got Hawaiian shirts, hats, shorts, socks, swim trunks, glasses, everything, guys. So I will see you in the next video.